Already, right at the start of the day, I've got those amazing 360-degree views. Hello, so here we are again on another vlogging mission. I'm going out and about again today to capture some landscape photography. Today I'm going to be heading over to Flamborough on the East Yorkshire coast of the UK. It's a beautiful coastline with lots of nice cliffs and should provide the nice landscape that I'm looking for today. I got out of bed today very early. It's very early now. I've got a couple of hours drive to get there, so hopefully I will get there in time for the sunrise. The weather is not looking too bad for today. There is a risk that there'll be too much cloud to capture that sunrise, but being a landscape photographer, sometimes you have to take that risk and just go out anyway. So that's the plan for today. I'm gonna get on the road now because I wanna get there in time for that sunrise. So let's go. Okay, so I've arrived, and at the moment my only concern is the weather. You never know when you set off on a morning like this truly how it's going to turn out, especially in this country where it's so often cloudy. And clouds are what I've got at the moment. There is some nice colour in the sky. Got this pretty cool lighthouse behind me as well, but there's just that layer of cloud on the horizon. So I may have some colour high up in my shot, but I don't think I'm going to see the sun when it comes up above the horizon. But we'll see. I'm going to set up anyway and give it a shot. Okay, so I've hiked down to these cliffs, and already, right at the start of the day, I've got those amazing 360-degree views all the way round. There's birds singing, the sea I can hear as well, but I have had to react a little bit to the cloud situation, because like I said, there is cloud cover right on the horizon, so the shot I had planned, there's just no colour in the sky in the area where I was going to do that, which is kind of over there. What I have done though is set up with these cliffs in the background. There's some beautiful pink colour in the sky here. You probably can't see it in this shot because it's exposed from my face, but it is beautiful. I've captured a nice scene. I've got the camera set up here, the Canon 5D Mark IV, and I've got a 6-stop ND filter on the front of there. And I want to capture some movement in the water here and really smooth out all this scene here. I've bracketed it as well. There's 3 shots. One to expose for the foreground here, one for the mid-tones here, and then to get that sky in there as well. The maximum length of exposure here is about 30 seconds, but I think that's going to turn into a really, really nice shot right at the start of the day, so it's a really good start. I feel very positive. The cliffs around here, the sea really lend themselves to long exposure when you smooth that water out, so I'm going to go exploring and see what else I can find. If you haven't visited this area before, you really must. It's the northeast coast of England, but you can pretty much walk your way along these cliffs quite far up the coast, and it's absolutely beautiful coastline. There's cliffs, there's some amazing beaches, including the town of Whitby, which is quite famous. But yeah, magical day. It's so still. It's hardly ever this still on the coast. I wish I had a drone today. I would have been so tempted to fly it right out to sea. Those aerial shots, I've got to get one soon. Right, so I'm at my second composition now, as you can see behind me, and this was going to be the scene of the sunrise that I had planned today. I planned it using the photo pills apps. You probably hear those birds behind me on the cliffs there. I had the shot planned because the sun was going to come up pretty much right behind my head. You've got these cliffs here that were going to produce that foreground interest, but it's not to be, but I've come to capture the image anyway. So what I've done is I've got the 10-stop ND filter attached to the front of the camera, and it's going to work out at about a 4-minute, 16-second exposure. And I've also got the polarizer attached to the front of the lens as well, because that's taking some of the sheen off the water, and it looks really good because you can actually see underneath the water a little bit, and that is going to be nice in the image as well. I'm having a great day. there's sometimes, I've talked about it before, things just come together, and I'm absolutely buzzing this morning because it's so still. You can hear the waves, you can hear the birds singing, and there's pretty much nobody else around, so it's very peaceful. And it's just that those moments when you're taking photography or doing photography that they just all come together, and it just feels so good. The fresh air, being out shooting landscape photography, there's just, I promise you, there is nothing better on a morning like today. This beach is absolutely beautiful, and today, on a Tuesday morning, I've got it all to myself, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've already got one composition going here. Now, it's going to be a sort of fine art long exposure shot. It's going to be another 4 minute and 16 second exposure with that 10-stop ND filter on there. Now, composition wise, I'm at 40mm, so it's a bit closer than what you can see behind me here, but I'm using this little rock as the kind of center point of my image. It's on the rule of thirds to the right hand side, and then you've got the cliffs and the water and the clouds that will be all contrasting of smooth clouds and water and those ragged cliffs. And that's the real key to long exposure photography. It's that contrast between the sharpness and then the softness of the clouds and water. But this beach is really nice. I'll take you over there, there are some really nice rocks over here. Camera's still exposing behind me there. Hopefully, I'm pretty confident the tide's going out. Pretty confident. I've got a couple of lines in the sand just to keep myself safe, and the camera as well. But here, just behind me, I think these rocks here that are kind of finding their way into the sea, they are very interesting rocks, and they could just provide that nice foreground and leading line interest. If the tide isn't coming in though, I probably won't pick that shot up because I don't like that line of the seafront in my shot. Now, my second composition down at the beach, and I was right, the tide is going out, and as it is doing it, it's revealing this black rock here and these white limestone rocks that are actually under the sand. I'm happy with the composition. I've sort of got this rock on the rule of thirds, right in the cross on the rule of thirds, and then the limestone rock and a bit of the water leading you into those cliffs. And I think again, it'll make for a really nice sort of fine art long exposure shot. So I got that just by hanging around for a little bit, waiting to see how things developed in nature, in this case the tide, and it's worked out well for me. You never know what's going to happen, so sometimes if you stand and observe, you'll be able to see things that other people won't see, and you'll get that special shot. I think there I will end this vlog because I've picked up 3 what I think will be pretty decent shots. It doesn't always have to be a full day out shooting. Like today, I've made the effort, I've got up early, and I've been rewarded with that really early sunrise shot. I've got a couple of nice long exposure shots. I've got one more time lapse to do before I go, but it's just, I've got everything done in a short space of time, and you can achieve a lot with your landscape photography like that in a short space of time. Anyway, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the shots. What would you have done differently with your composition? I would really like to hear from you, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for videos on a Sunday and a Wednesday. I'll see you on another one very, very soon. But for now, I'm Adam. This is First Man Photography at this amazing beach. Out. I'm having to hold on to my hat because it's so windy, but I've got those 360-degree views.